Hey, what's up guys, Davis here, and today I'll be looking at One UI 7 based on Android 15 on the Samsung Galaxy A54 here. So I got the update about 2 days ago, and I've been using the phone since, and I want to show you guys some of the highlights, some of the features that were added to the Galaxy A54 that are worth looking at. And it didn't really get that many features, given it's an A series phone and it's from about 2 years back, but let's look at what we have. So let's get straight into it. So the first feature that I want you guys to look at here is the now bar, which is like Samsung's take on the dynamic island. So you're going to be getting all your live events, things like ongoing matches, stuff like that. You're playing music, you'll be able to control it on here. Just tap on it and you can expand it and pause, skip, stuff like that. So as you can see here, the Champions League final is going to be going on, so I can get live scores right here on the lock screen, not having to log into the phone or anything. So it's an interesting feature. If you have like voice recordings or stuff like that, you also notice them here. Any ongoing events are going to be put on the now bar, as Samsung calls it. So it's something similar to the dynamic island on iPhones. As you can see here as well, notifications bar, you'll be able to see all the ongoing events. So it's like Samsung's take on the dynamic island right there. So I think that's a major feature that I've noticed right here. Some people might like it, some might not. I found it interesting personally though. So I think I want to look at is the new app icons. As you can see here, the gallery and the camera. Also, you can notice the calculator here. You have a new fresh coat of paint, and it has made the UI feel a little bit fresh. The icons have been the same for a long time, like since the original One UI. I think we haven't had a major redesign with the icon, so that's a welcome change right there. So I think I'll talk about in the changes is the quick settings and notifications panel here. So as you can notice, you now have an iPhone-esque organization where you have your notifications separate on the left and your quick settings on the right here. So that's a feature that is now enabled by default. It's now enabled by default. So once you've updated, you're going to notice that your notifications appear on the left and your quick settings on the right here. So you can also change. You can go to the settings here and change the panel. Quick panel on the left. You can change the sides where you want the quick settings. If you want them on the left, and then the notifications to the right. Or you can actually go back to what you had with One UI 6 and keep them together, as you can see here. So when I scroll down, I immediately get a combined quick settings and notifications. I'm enjoying, new separate design similar to the iPhone, so don't really hate it. So now you can actually scroll between them like that. The notifications and your quick settings right here. So I think I'll talk about is maybe the folders here. As you can notice, they now also follow the dark mode. When you turn on dark mode, the folders also go dark. That's something I noticed immediately after updating, and you can also make the folders bigger, similar to what you have on iPhones. Not my favorite thing, but I'll show you guys here. You can enlarge them. You can add more applications, but it's not my favorite feature personally, so let's shrink that back right there. So that's one of the other features, and the other feature I'll talk about here is the camera. So the camera UI has been heavily updated here. As you can see, it's totally different now. To get your camera settings, you have to click on these 4 dots right here. It's minimalist, but it's not my favorite thing, to be honest. For someone who doesn't really know their way around this, it might be confusing, and I think it makes everything feel like it's an extra step away, in my opinion anyway. Some people might like it that way, might like the minimalist appearance here, but I don't feel like it's functional though. But yeah, that's the new layout for the camera here. You don't really get a ton of features added at all. Maybe what I've noticed here is these useful AI features that you can use your camera with. For example, have an object identifier, text reader, color detector, So this can be very useful. For example, the object identifier, if I put my pencil here, it can tell me what it is. You can tell you that's a pen. Okay, that's not accurate, that's a pencil, but yeah, you get the point right there. So if I put this feature phone here and take a look at it, it will be able to say cell phone case. Okay, seeing case, turn it around. Let's see what it says. Still see cell phone case. Okay, so it's not that accurate, but you guys get the point of it right there. So that's about really all the features I've noticed so far in my time using it. And something major is the animations. That's what I would say is the biggest change. The animations are much smoother in my experience. And talking about the battery, in my experience, I haven't really noticed, but I've been using this phone for a very long time. So the battery life hasn't really improved in my experience, especially when I'm using 5G. It still drains pretty quick. And for the performance, also nothing major other than the smoother transitions and general UI animations are better in my experience. But performance-wise in games, okay, you get a new sort of gaming mode where you can select what the phone should optimize for example, performance or battery saving and stuff like that. But nothing major really. So that's about One UI 7 on the Samsung Galaxy A54 here. It's not a major change, but you do get some features, the now bar, better animations, and the separate quick settings and notifications and stuff like that. A few features. AI, not so much. Only AI I've noticed really is what I've shown you guys in the camera right there. You don't get the intelligent features in settings actually with the Galaxy A54. So those are reserved for, I think, the newer phones A55 and A56. So yeah, that's about the One UI 7 based on RA15 on the Samsung Galaxy A54. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.